Good afternoon, my name is David Griffiths and I am the headmaster of Old Buckenham Hall School in Suffolk. Old Buckenham Hall in 20 seconds is a very tough ask. The best way to explain it is I taught a family around the school before Christmas. Two children, a boy and a girl, with their jaws on the ground for most of the visit. Wow, we can do this! Wow, we can do that! And their imagination was being fired by their visit, and the parents nodding appreciatively about the school and what we do. That's our pastoral care, extremely high academic standards, the quality of our environment and our buildings. It's a magical place. I think first of all, to grow up in a space where the children can stay children, where they can be nurtured, looked after, enjoy being outside, running around in the woods, in the vastness of our playing grounds and our fields in the historic house. Environmentally, it's an amazing place to be. The breadth of opportunity as well in a countryside prep school, whether it's the team sports that we play, whether it's the music and the drama, whether it's all of the activities that take place. There aren't many inner city schools where you can clay pigeon shoot and fly fish and play golf and spend your evenings out on the Astro or in the big woods riding your bikes around in the summer months. So certainly the space and the breadth of opportunity is a huge thing. The third thing about a countryside prep school is that the academic standards of a school like ours are a given. They're extremely high. We send children all around the country to some of the top public schools in the UK. But not only do they get that academic education, but it's done in an environment that's not a hothouse environment, and one in which the children can grow up and be themselves and be proud of the people that they are and their individual personalities. So Old Buckenham Hall is very much a boarding school. We are a boarding and day school. We do have day children here as well, but the boarding that we have at the school informs everything about the school in terms of our culture, our identity, our ethos as a school. At the school we have 3 boarding houses. We have our junior boarding house, which is called Sparrow House, meaning hope. We have our senior girls house called Lodge, and in fact I'm sitting in Lodge at the moment. And then our senior boys house is called Merton House. All of the houses are beautiful, freshly decorated. In fact, Lodge is a brand new boarding house that only opened in September 2020, something that we're very, very proud of. The typical day for a boarder, woken up by matrons at 7 o'clock, coming down for breakfast, 7:30, 7:45, going about the school day as normal. The school day for most of the children ends at 5:40 after prep, and then there is dress down from 5:40 until 6 p.m. Then we have supper at 6, and many staff join the children for supper. At 6:30 then we have our evening boarding clubs, and boarders clubs can range from a manhunt or woman hunt in the woods to dodgeball in the Britain Hall, which is our main school hall. We still have music activities as well going on, individual lessons, tennis lessons taking place. We have a hammer beads club. We have a chess club that takes place. The activities change consistently, but that's what happens in the evenings. At 7:30 the junior boarders in year 3 to 5 will go up to Sparrow for showers and then snack, and quite often again staff will be up there playing board games with them. I'm on a winning streak in Connect 4 at the moment with the boys and girls in Sparrow, and then there is a staggered bedtime for the more senior year groups as well. So everybody is upstairs in their dormitories by 8:30 having showered, spoken to parents on the phone and had their snacks. So at Old Buckenham Hall we have a Saturday school every other Saturday. We effectively have an 11-day timetable. So in the first week we have school as normal until a Friday at 5:40 p.m. and then many children will board on a Friday evening for school on Saturday morning. The school day runs in exactly the same way as during the week, and that's from 8:10 in the morning until 12:45. At 12:45 the children are very welcome to go home should they wish to with their families, or they can stay in school in the afternoon for activities. So each Saturday afternoon afternoon, we have activities in school. We have clay shooting every Saturday with a clay shooting coach who comes in. We have dance, and Miss Megan comes in to teach the dance, which is very popular. We have a golf professional who comes in to coach the golf. We have a 9-hole golf course here, as well as a 9-hole foot golf course. We often take the children rock climbing. Seasonally, we will have archery, we will have fly fishing, and we will have sailing as well that take place at the school. And about 50% of the children from year 5 and above will stay for Saturday afternoon activities, and then the day ends at 4 o'clock for those who do that. We also try and have activities where the parents can take part as well. So things like the golf and the clay shooting particularly are very popular with parents as well. So it's a lovely sort of family investment in time on a Saturday afternoon. The following weekend, which is then a home weekend, school finishes at 3:30 in the afternoon, and that gives families the chance to go home and have a long weekend after what has been a very busy and productive 2-week timetable in school. So currently we're seeing a lot of families moving out of London and joining the school. They're looking for the countryside lifestyle. Baber, which is the district of Suffolk in which we are in, is one of the most popular destinations in the UK at the moment. And that means that there are very few houses to come by. And in fact, we have a waiting list for families who want to join the school, but they're simply looking for houses before they can actually move. So there's a slight bottleneck in terms of houses at the moment. For other families who are living perhaps within 20-30 miles of the school, there is a situation for many whereby one or both parents are commuting into London. The transport links are very, very good. We are close to the A14, which drops onto the M11, so getting into London by road is about an hour and a half. But train links are also very, very good. There is a direct line from Stowmarket to Liverpool Street, and there is also a direct line from Colchester as well. So where we are, which is located between Colchester, Bury St Edmunds, Sudbury, the transport links are very, very good indeed, and that makes us a very popular destination school for parents who perhaps have some commitment still to the city, whether that be they live in the city or perhaps they're looking to move out but commute in. We also do offer chaperoned train journeys as well for the children on a Friday evening. So a GAP student or perhaps a matron will escort the children, usually from Stowmarket, but it could be from Colchester as well, into Liverpool Street Station. And that's something that a small number of families take advantage of. We often are asked what is the ideal time for a child to move. In my view, the ideal time is as soon as you've made the decision, because of both for your children but also for yourselves. Waiting 6 months, 9 months, a year or longer is a very, very long time, particularly when you know where the destination school that you want to be is. So my advice to all parents is that once you know the school that you want your child to be in, make the move as soon as you can logistically and as soon as you're comfortable doing so. I always think that the longer we have children with us for, the more that we can do to support them and nurture them. So the sooner you can make the move is the better, really. So that would be my recommendation. In terms of registration, really it's up to parents when they want to register with us. We are full in some year groups. We have a waiting list for reception year groups, for example, for 2021, and reception 2022 is almost full as well. So I suspect that we will be in a situation in the next 24 months where the school is full and we are operating waiting lists in most year groups. So my strong advice to parents is that if they're interested, they visit us as soon as they can, looking to secure their place at the school. It's very good for us to have a waiting list, but it's not so good for parents who are looking to join the school. So sooner the better from that perspective. At the same time, I never give a hard sell either. So I will never say to parents there is one place left and you must sign up or you must register. Parents should only register when they found the school they feel is right for them and they're ready to commit. But as soon as you can, once you know that. We are a non-selective school, so we have quite an informal assessment procedure. Currently we are in the 3rd lockdown, so at the moment we have a bottleneck of people who are waiting to come and see the school, and that's one of the reasons why our tour on YouTube is so busy, so having so many hits at the moment. We have lots of children waiting for taster days. The normal route of entry is that a parent will come for a meeting with me. I will give them, Becky and I will meet with the parents, then I will give them a full tour of the school, taking as long as the parents need me to take, so they can see all aspects of the school. From that point forward, then it's up to the parents what they want to do. Usually, children will either come with their parents to see the school in the first instance, or they may decide to keep them at home or in their current school. Once the parents have got some strong interest in the school, I then recommend that the children come in for a taster day. So the child comes in for a normal taster day at the school. At the beginning of our school day, we're in their existing school uniform. We try and tailor that so that we're always appealing to the child's interests. If they're very sporty or musical, for example, we will make sure that there are sports lessons or music lessons going on that particular day. The children come in and we do some very informal assessments, mainly observational assessments actually, through literacy and numeracy. If we have any concerns about a child, then we would always talk to the parents about that. But we're a school that's non-selective to a very large degree. So if a child needs extra support, that we can almost always put the level of required support in place. And if a child is gifted and talented in a particular area, needs stretch and challenge, then that's something that is a given as well. That will always be the case. So my advice when it comes to assessment procedures and entry procedures is to come and have a chat to us, and then we talk about your children as individuals, and then we can talk about the support, the stretch, the challenge that they're going to need in their time at the school. We are a national level prep school, and by that I mean that we are a prep school that sends children to schools across the United Kingdom. We send children to schools that are quite local to us. We send children to schools in the east of England, but we also send children to schools on a national footprint as well. So there are approximately 30 schools which are fairly regular destinations for us. Schools like Oundle, Uppingham, Oakham, Gresham's, the Lees, Eton, Harrow, Wycombe Abbey, Downhouse, Wellington, Cheltenham College, Framlingham, Colford more locally to us, Royal Hospital School, who haven't I mentioned? I'm going to upset somebody probably at a school by not mentioning them, but off the top of my head, they're some of the schools that we send children to. I should mention Stowe, otherwise I will get in trouble with Giles, the registrar there. So lots and lots of schools that we send children to. We've got very good links with a very wide range of schools. Our idea is always to find the right senior school for your child, and that's a conversation that begins in year 4 generally, and then as the children move through the school, parents come to see me and we discuss a whole range of schools that may be of interest. Think about boarding versus day, we think about coeducational versus single sex, think about schools that might suit all of the children in a family if that's what parents are looking for, or schools that are more bespoke to an individual child who is part of a bigger family. And then as the children move through the school, of course we support those entry processes, and when the children are of age in year 7 or above, then we're really starting to focus on scholarship entries as well, and we have a very good range of scholarships every single year. So if parents are watching this film, they've probably already made the decision that they want to be moving out of the city and looking for that countryside idyllic lifestyle. Countryside prep schools can absolutely offer that, and the most amazing, fantastic, adventurous, exciting educational platform for children. There would be a few tips that I would suggest to parents. When you visit schools, do ask schools about their academic provision. Do ask schools about the future, their ambitions for their school in the future. I think one of the risks of being a countryside prep school, often where there is not a natural competitor, is that one might rest on one's laurels. That's certainly not the case for us. It's not the case with many prep schools across the country. But I think talking to the head of the school, about the academic provision, about the future is very important. Academic standards should be a given. What really makes countryside prep schools stand out is the environment, it's the breadth of the opportunity that the children have, it's the space they have, and it's our ability to recognise children for the individuals who they are. The other thing I would look out for in countryside prep schools, in fact any prep school, would be having an awareness of the financial position of the school as well. Is that school sustainable? Is it on a good financial footing? That's something that you will want to know just for your own sense of well-being and security, so do look out for that. I think if you're intending for your child to board, you want to have a good look around the boarding houses. You want to make sure that it's a healthy boarding environment, that boarding isn't just a bolt-on at the school, the kind of concierge or hotel service, that boarding is meaningful, that it's consistent, that it's high quality. So that's something to look out for. And then I suppose finally, when you're looking around countryside prep schools, like buying a house, and other heads will say this as well, 90% of what schools do is the same. So it's the 10% which makes the big difference. It's the 10% that gives the school its identity. So as you move around the school, as you speak to a head, as you have tours, as you meet children, as you see the smiles on their faces, do you get a gut feeling that this is the school that's going to be the right one for your children? Because if you do have that sense, that gut feeling, it probably is the right school. So if you're watching the film, if you're looking at countryside prep schools across the country, whether it's Old Buckenham Hall or whether it's the several dozen other excellent, outstanding countryside prep schools, enjoy the experience of having a look around. You will enjoy it. They can be the most magical places for your children. And whether you're choosing us or whether you're choosing another countryside prep school, you do well to make a bad decision, put it that way. It's a very, very good option for your children.